Hello everyone. As always, hope you are all safe and sound. For the ones who has just joined us, let me shortly introduce what we are doing here. It's our third session of our new project. Let's be connected. We're gonna interview here our professors and officers to present the information about the departments, about the programs for new students who wants to apply to our university, and for our recent students to have more information, especially about the postgraduate programs if they are willing to continue. So today is my honor to present our guest, Professor Dr. Aisha Barer, Head of the Department of Biomedical Engineering and Deputy Chairman of Bioengineering. Hello, Professor. How are you today?
Hello, dear. I'm so good, and I'm so honored, by your kind invitation. I'm so happy to attend such a nice program. Hope that I'll be useful for the students to give some information about our beautiful university, the facilities, and so that they will be enrolling our program willingly, and we'll be happy to see them in our department. And it's a really nice department. They will enjoy their stay there, they work there, and they will receive their diplomas, their degrees at the end, being happily graduated, and we'll be following them after graduation. Even will not leave them alone. We still keep our contact with them, especially as soon as I've been assigned to this department. We had a very good contact with the students, and they're still writing to me, and they're calling me a second mom. I'm so happy to be a second mom to my students.
Oh, it's nice to hear it. Thank you for joining us today. I'm very excited to as well to hear more information about this department, especially because it is the department that our university, first in North Cyprus, has been offered to the students. So we would like to ask you some frequently asked questions by our prospective students. And the first question would be, in generally, could you please briefly present these programs and what does the program covers? What mainly program focuses on?
Yeah. We have a graduate program, undergraduate program for the students, the BSc, Bachelor of Science, and we have an 8-semester course following each other. Usually the initial semesters include these maths and the physics and the English, and there are new courses offered such as AIT, YIT for foreign students, and Turkish and history for the Turkish students. And after following that, the real program starts actually on the biomedical engineering field, both applicable for medical imaging and also for electric circuits. Both of them are working together. Actually, this is an interdisciplinary field. It joins with the electrical engineering as well, mechanical engineering as well, and also medicine partially. So it is really one of the latest, most important and beautiful departments in the world. For example, I'm a chemist actually on the basis, because we didn't have such a department at the time when we were young, attending the university. If it were today, I would be selecting this department instead of chemistry. That is, this program, the BSc program, is in both Turkish and English. We offer them both in English and Turkish. The Turkish students are seeming to be a few number, but we hope to increase the number of these students coming from Turkey as well. We'll be very happy to welcome them in our department. But the foreign students are really high in amount, and we are the top in number when compared with the electrical engineering and mechanical engineering departments. Not to praise myself, but as soon as became the director or the chair of the department, it was increased from something like 250 to 400. So we're now the primary student number. We have Msc and Phd programs as well. The Msc and Phd programs are offered in English only. The BSc program, the Bachelor of Science and the Doctorate PhD degree, Doctor of Philosophy programs are also approved by YÖK, and we have an async accreditation until 2021, and it is an important accreditation, recycled every 5 years. When you're approaching the end, there will be applying for the next accreditation once more, and we are improving our department both in the labs and the facilities of the department. So hope that we'll be receiving even higher accreditations. We'll be applying for higher accreditations than ASIN, most hopefully. The theoretical aspect of the PhD and MSc programs is very high at the time being. The experimental part is somewhat a little bit poor at the time being, but it is okay. It will be improved by the opening of this clinical engineering, because I have made organizations with the hospital, which is great. Even in Turkey, our prime minister is saying that this is the beautiful hospital. I haven't seen all through the world such a hospital like that. So I have organized and talked, and took permission from the deans and from the department chairs, so that the personnel, our academic people from there will also be helping, giving lectures and providing their labs for our students without any need to build labs in our department, because they will be allowing us to use their labs. All the labs in the hospital are so well organized. Dear Emil Mehmetov, also Associate Prof. Dr. Emil Mehmetov, also permitted to use their 3D labs for artificial organ preparations, and we are already aware that they are working on the respiratory system, and also about the masks during this COVID-19 pandemic period. So successful work is going on. So we'll be integrating to the hospital laboratories, and we'll be benefiting from the valuable professors giving lectures in our program as well. There are also robotics and the Nerita within the innovation center in the same building, so that the students may be employed within these labs, and they can proceed and achieve their projects, carry out their projects in those labs, and be creative enough and according to their curiosity on the field. And there is another department, the bioengineering, and the deputy chair at the time being, and it's also a proceeding. Some of the students are starting to transfer from the biomedical to bioengineering according to their interest, and they are allowed easily. The number is high, and we have so many graduates from that department as well. But the biomedical engineering department is really great at the time being. So I'm very proud of my department. Also, all of my lecturers, all of my personnel, academic staff, they're so hardworking. And during this pandemic process, especially, I was so proud. And they work day and night, non-stop. I really appreciate, and I'm grateful for their great work given during
That's
the.
really nice to hear it, and great to hear it. Thank you for so good explanation about the program. Speaking about the program itself, bioengineering and also biomedical engineering, what assessment methods do you use for students during their studies?
In normal time period, depending on the lecturer's attitude, quizzes and homework or projects may be given to the students during the course time. Starting with the courses, they will be allowed to carry out some homework. They will be given some quizzes during the week, and they will be regarded according to their attendance and participation in the courses as well. This is very, very important, to be following the lectures, to be registering on time, especially when they are late. Really, they miss a lot. And so I'm thankful that 70% attendance is requested from the students, and the lecturers are doing that greatly and really careful enough. Finally, we have a midterm exam, half of the period of the semester, and we have a final exam at the end of the semester, and the students are evaluated with weighted averages. For example, for attendance, some percentage was given. For midterm exam, it's according to the lecture, it may be 30 or 40, and the remaining may be for the final exam, and also the homework project and quizzes may cover some part of the percentage, and then all will be evaluated on the basis of these, okay, assessments, okay. So a nice assessment and a logical one is being done, not to give harm to the students, and regarding the success of the student as a whole, not only the very successful students are considered, but the success of the student may depend on the interest, and he may not be successful in all the courses. So he shouldn't be punished for being not so successful in one lecture. So we are understanding towards those students as well, just to motivate them, okay, and not to disappoint them and leave them in despair, and especially when they are away from their families, from their countries. In a far country, it's not easy to carry out an education. I know from myself, I was in the
Yeah.
States for my PhD studies at a Fulbright scholarship. I was there during my young age, and it was not so easy, especially when the program is very heavy. So that's it.
Thank you. We just have one question from one of our viewers. Thank you so much. The question was about the summer training programs. Does the department has summer training requirements for the students, and if we do so, when they are allowed to do the training?
Yeah, the students, I think, should complete about 20 credits before they start the first training of their during summer, or it may not be during the summer as well. It may be in between the semesters, according to their, education success. Whenever they complete the 20 credits, for example, they may start their training, and we allow them to find an appropriate firm, and we try to be helpful at the same time. They're also allowed to carry out their training in our hospital, which is great. And
Oh,
during
wow.
the summertime, a lot of people are being trained in our hospital, and both being helpful, okay, for our hospital personnel, and also gaining a lot of information and practical information, which is very useful for them, being in contact with the patients and with these labs, with the instrumentation. So it's great. And if they like, they may also carry out their training abroad in their own countries, but they should prove with the necessary documentation, the periods and the firm, the signature, everything should be complete, and we accept the training.
Okay. What opportunities there are for the students who want to broaden their understanding of the subject?
uh, uh, we have a very valuable team, uh, academic team of academic staff, and they are guided by those professors, and they are young people. They've carried out their PhD work, most of them in the US or in European countries, and they are very well experienced. Although they are young people, they are working very novel topics, and with those people, even during their graduate, undergraduate work, they are capable of publishing papers. This is unbelievable. I saw that in the States, and I was astonished. And even the people in the States, the students, small students, are working with patents. A professor here or in Turkey is not able to have a patent until he or she becomes an old one. Even now, I don't have a patent, actually. I have two topics at hand, but I couldn't apply for them. But the students are working for publishing papers and for patents, and the same thing will be done for our students. It's being carried out for our students. They are publishing papers. They are even entering labs before graduating. They're working under those valuable guidance of those professors, starting their graduate work before getting experienced, and so it is most helpful for their also undergraduate work. It makes it much more easier, facilitates the work, their understanding, and there are grad project courses, and these grad projects, you can't imagine, so many beautiful projects are being produced at the end, and I was really so proud. For about 2 years I've been following the stands at each graduation project, time, and I can't believe what is being created by those people, by those nice students. They're so creative, so willing to work. They're even paying the money from their own pockets to end up with the prototype of the project, and this is unbelievable. So this motivation is given, the knowledge is given, and they are allowed to carry out their projects in a lab, which is provided to them by the professor, or by the lecturer, or by the academic personnel who has the facilities to carry out this project in a lab. They get the permission from the hospital or from the pharmacy. Pharmacy is well organized as well. And I'm grateful to my academic personnel for providing such facilities and for guiding the students in such a nice way in improving their knowledge, both technologically, practically, and ending up with so many beautiful projects at the end, which will be very helpful in their future career, in their working life, even they become an academic or outside, working outside the university in any job. So which increases the creativity of the students very much. So these are provided for our students in the department, um, and we're going successfully. So coming is expected, and they're willing. They are left free for selecting the supervisors to work with their graduation projects, and I let all the lecturers, to the academic personnel, to carry out a graduation project with a student, so that they're not only limited to one only, but they are free to select anybody whom they can work with ease, and on a topic which they are much more interested in. They are not studying in one topic and forced to do that project which they are not interested at all. So there is great
That's
freedom
great.
great freedom in the department.
That's great.
That's
That's great opportunity for students, and I
yeah,
believe it's really
yeah,
raised their motivation
yeah,
to continue their studies. Yes.
yeah.
From your teaching experience, what would be qualities that successful students on this courses possesses?
You know what? The attendance and participation in the lecture in the right way is one of the best property. It brings success, really. Attendance, when you enter the class, you participate, you listen very carefully, you take notes, you ask questions, and your questions are being answered by the professor, and that's one good aspect. Then you should be working in the field that you really are interested in, curious. Curiosity is very important. If you're not curious, because that you are only able to enter that department, but you have poor grades, but actually you were trying to be a person in another field. But if you are continuing in a department which you're not interested with, you cannot, concentrate very much on the courses, and it's very difficult to
Of
guide those
course.
type of students. This should be good, and also willpower. I say, this willpower should be guided in such a controlled way that even though the student should know it's his responsibility or her responsibility, if he doesn't want to work, okay, he has to be responsible enough and patient enough to work and concentrate on the course and try to be successful. Of course, the creativity is very important, and I don't like the students who follow what the advisor or the supervisor tells them to do, or the course lecturer tells them to do. He should be able to ask questions. He should be able to guide even the lecturer. May be able to give idea of how the course should be, for example, conducted. This shouldn't be an insult to the professor. When I enter my courses, I always ask from the first lecture, let's do it initially, not at the end of the semester. After the semester, it's really nothing. Both of us will be disappointed. I will not be able to, end up with the results according to my presentation, and you won't be able to receive the knowledge as much as you have desired. So tell me, what is wrong with me? My handwriting, my way of speaking, okay, my voice. Okay, there's something that may be irritating you. It may be too loud or too low. Okay, I don't want people to sleep in my class, for example. So we should keep them motivated or active during the class, and they should be, enrolling the lecture in a way to complete all these aspects. So they should be creative, they should be asking questions, participating, attending, and they should be willing to listen to and to be successful in the lecture. And of course, hardworking, hardworking. They should keep in mind that knowledge is power, really. A person who really has great knowledge is not afraid of anything. So nobody can harm them. At the end, they will find a way. So that's it.
What would be the advantages for the students to continue their studies and apply for postgraduate program?
What I should say, especially for a biomedical engineer, they are also concerned partially as doctors. So at some universities, this department is already called as medical engineering, not biomedical, but so it concerns medicine as well. So they are concerned with human life. First of all, it's very important. They're together with their engineering technology, they also help the doctors, assist the doctors, even entering operations for the patient healthcare. They ease the work of the doctors. They're not only selling equipments, biomedical engineering equipments. It's not good. I don't find a person who has, graduated and without any PhD work or MSc work, even with those PhD, MSc work, I see some people only with their, bags on their hand, following firm by firm, trying to sell their products. This is not good. A biomedical engineer should be, okay, an assistant for the doctor, helping the patient care with the technology, improved technology, with their engineering knowledge. And a doctor doesn't know how to set up a biomedical instrument, how to
Yes,
stabilize, how to calibrate, how to repair a medical instruments. But the biomedical engineer knows about it, and also he knows about the healthcare as well. So together, with regard to this aspect, biomedical engineers are very, very important people in their field. And of course, the postgraduate studies will bring them prestige, will bring them high income, salary, and they will be able to find better jobs, high rank jobs outside. But first of all, they should think that aspect that they are concerned with human factor. So human life is very important for them, and the postgraduate study will bring these benefits for a person, not living only with a BS study, going outside and selling an instrument. That shouldn't be. That's what I advise to the students. They shouldn't be left at that stage. It's
yes.
really it's a pity. It's a pity if they do that.
Yeah, I believe so. Exactly as you said so. Uh, what after studies, after student has graduated, can they still reach out for you for help, assistance if they need additional knowledge or some help?
Yeah, speaking for my name, I am always following my students and not, keeping contact with the students graduated, still receiving WhatsApp calls, even phone calls, or writing from mails, Instagram, Facebook, all in correspondence with each other. Whenever they find some difficulty, they're asking for my help, and not hesitating 1 minute. Okay, I gave this freedom to them, and we are in such good relationship with each other, and the reference letters are being handed to them, provided to them by me, so that they can find better jobs, and my name will be given when they are making interviews for jobs. And if they have any difficulty in the job, for example, even for my late universities in Turkey, some people ask me, there's a problem like that, how can I solve it? And I try to find a solution, bring a solution to that. This is the way. I'm always following my students. students, and they're helpful for finding jobs, for the positions in their papers, collaborating with them. Still, my PhD student called me yesterday, for example, for a paper to write together, to put it in a paper form, because he knows that I'm good at that topic, and I can handle it. So that's really a good correspondence between each other. We should not. I'm actually willing to do one more thing in this department. We should have an alumni. It seems to be an alumni is existing, but for the department only, we should have a real alumni. This is very important in the States. I saw that, and they're
Yes,
being
it is.
followed, and they are being, really advised. They are being given reference letters. They are guided in which fields they can work, for which jobs. For example, if there are vacant positions, these vacant positions are handed to them, sent mails to them. There is a vacant position here. If you like, you can go and attend. So that way of help is very important. And one way for that, the missing, I think, in the department is a real alumni program. I'm
Yes,
trying to do that.
that's right. Alumni is really important, especially when students graduate and they are looking for the job, and when they are fresh, newly
Yeah,
graduated, they don't have any job experience. So,
yeah,
reference
yeah.
letters, recommendations are
Very
very
important,
important.
very, very important,
Yes,
and they shouldn't be left alone, all alone. So helpless, they feel helpless, really. So we should be following and taking care of those nice students
yes.
as well, right?
Can you give some information, some brief information about the accreditation of this program and diploma of biomedical engineering?
Um, uh, as I told in my previous talk as well, before that question, I told about an ASIN accreditation, which has been obtained previously for 5 years, and at 2021 it will be coming to its end. Will be applying again, and for the diploma, there is, the YOG Foundation, and the YOG
Okay,
has given approval for our undergraduate program, BSc, and for our PhD program as well. But there is no approval for YOG, from YOG, for the MSc program still. We'll be
okay,
working on that especially, and it is necessary. For example, if a student carries out an MSc study here and there's no YOG approval, he or she may not go to Turkey, for example. He or she wants to go to Turkey and have some job there as an academic person. The master's program will not be accepted since there is no approval from YOG. So we should also be handling that. The only missing for the PhD program we have. For the PSc, yeah, we have. For the Bachelor of Science, we have. The only missing is for the master's program. I couldn't understand. I'm asking why there's no approval. So I'll try to solve this problem as well during the time. After, for example, the opening of this new department about clinical engineering master's program, maybe when we are applying for YOC approval, we can also ask for the biomedical engineering master's program at the same
okay,
time. Yani, the difference of the biomedical engineering and clinical engineering master's program will be such that, especially in biomedical engineering, theoretical theses are much more common and they are more popular. But with the clinical engineering, the students will be faced with the biomedical instrumentation, with the hospital conditions, with the patients coming face to face, and being much more able to solve the problems about the instrumentation. Not only the biomedical people working outside firms, but the people, those students may also be prepared for this type of work, carry out their thesis work, PhD work, or master's work in the hospital laboratories, working with these valuable, really valuable professors or doctors, giving courses to them, and their vision will be enlarged and their mission will be great. So um, we're trying to carry out real good programs. Of course, these official work, paperwork is really difficult. We should follow them, and it takes so much time, and we don't know what to do to give courses and writing papers, attending conferences, okay, leading projects and raising students for MSc, PhD. So beside that, to carry out this work, okay, paperwork also takes a lot of time, especially an administrative person, but we'll try our best.
Okay, hopefully you will solve this issue very soon. Uh, Due to this COVID-19 pandemic, I believe you have many challenges and needs to change the method of education and classes so unexpectedly.
Yeah,
Maybe have some information about how the online classes was handled, especially the exam process.
yeah. I should say that I'm really, again, very, very proud of my university. Everybody at the university, not only the academic people, but all the administrative people at the institute, in information office, UZAM. I can't find or express with words to show my gratitude and my pride about these nice people. It was a great work. It was great success for the university, and it was applied, immediately at one time without people having any technological knowledge at all about these online procedures. And most of the people are old people, and they need advice from the young people, but we are all closed in homes, and we were capable of managing this, combining or with this technology, and giving our courses online with no failure at all. And especially Uzam was so helpful, returning in time and without any, waiting for us, left with with inconveniences. When we were faced with inconveniences, our problems were immediately solved. When a lesson was not okay, a course was not appearing, it was immediately placed, okay, on the board, on the link, and we could open it. We could correspond with the students. The students registered from UZAM as well, and also from Einstein system. There were no missing courses. It was handled so nicely, and the initial meeting was not sufficient enough. Immediately, another link was provided, which was so beautiful. And until now, I've carried out my online courses with no difficulty at all. And internet access was beautiful. I was afraid for the students that they wouldn't be able to attend. All my students were able to attend the courses online, staying here, or when they have gone, if they have gone to their countries, they could follow the courses from there. They could attend the courses. And the exams were not actually valid at this special period of the pandemic, because we had a message, we received a message saying that you're not supposed, okay, obliged to carry out standard midterms or final exams. You can make your evaluations on other basis, something like quizzes, homework, projects. And most of the lecturers selected that type of assessment evaluation procedures. But some of the personnel wanted to give out an exam, a real midterm or real final exam. They were also provided with the necessary conditions and the facilities. Actually, for the common courses, these online courses started 1 year before this pandemic, before the closure of the university. And they were so successful for history courses, English courses, Turkish courses. They were all carried out from online UZEM, and the exams were collectively given in labs, computer labs, for the students, arranged on special days with the necessary internet facilities, with the number of PCs arranged, so that everybody could enter the exam and be graded on that basis. There was a beginning, but our giving online courses, both in BSc, MSc, and PhD courses, was very, very new, but we get adapted very easily and very quickly, I should say. And we were so successful, coming nearly to the end, and there is nothing to, to to darken our success.
Yeah.
Will be ending up with our success, and we didn't have any bad remarks from Yodak or from other foundations. It was approved. We'll be continuing our summer term as well online. Hope with the same
Okay.
success. And I'm also again wanted to thank from here my all integrated personnel in biomedical engineering for their good work, for their you know performance, good performance,
Okay.
satisfactory for the students. I didn't have any complaints from the students except for a few. I was able to, contact with the lecturer and was able to solve the problem immediately. There was some missing
Okay.
points. I got these complaints, but it was solved. We didn't have any complaints, very many complaints from the students. It was very soothing, continued.
Thank you. It's really nice to hear that while the whole world, all business, all not all but part of some life stopped for because of this pandemic,
Yeah,
education still went and still going on. So it's really nice that we didn't have any missed parts
yeah,
of education.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
we were. I should say one thing that I'm grateful because when we were concerned with this, hard work, it really needed some real giving from us. We were not even interested with our host, even though I was at home. I didn't cook. My husband carried out the cooking. I was always, you know, in front of my computer doing online courses or answering the questions, solving the problems of the students, even during midtime, even during the holiday, Saturdays, Sundays, weekend, no problem. I was so happy. And then I was thankful really because I didn't feel about the panic of this pandemic at all. I never thought about getting to be, close to this virus, damned virus at all, because of working so hard and trying to be successful, not doing something wrong, so much involved with my own work. I didn't have time to think about and have some panic or stress about this virus at all. Everybody is saying the same thing.
yeah, 21st century technology. Thanks to it, we can carry on the education even during these hard times.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
nice.
exactly,
And
exactly.
Professor, for the end, I would like to ask, could you give some advice for the applicants who is now thinking to choose this program to study it? What would be your advice for them?
My advice is such that if you really like to be in this field, biomedical, if you want to be really a biomedical engineer, enroll the program without hesitating at all, 1 minute. But if you're not interested, if you don't have the patience, okay, well, you will receive your diploma, but you won't be useful to human. As I told before, human side of this field is very important. You'll be just like an impartial doctor at the same time. You have to be a useful person for the humanity. And it's not only receiving grades. I always tell that receiving grades, receiving diploma, it does not show your success. Okay, when you're outside, when you are really working outside, carrying out your career, either as an academy or outside the university, you should be, you know, a person looked for. You should be trusted. You should be trustable. Everybody should trust your knowledge and say that, yeah, he can do that. Oh, she is the most successful one. We should have that person for that job. So they should, be graduating in a way to end up with such personalities, okay, with these good futures carrying carried by them, so that they will be the person who are very frequently looked for if they apply for a job. The rivalry is very important, and from this rivalry, if they really like this field, if they really graduate, taking the knowledge very well organized in a disciplined manner, then they will be that type of person, and they will be accepted for really good jobs outside, or as an academic person also, if they want to stay at university. The people, everybody is looking for a very good student who will be doing his work or her work in a good way, and ending up with a good thesis with papers, and who has the creativity, who has the skill, and for analytical skills or computer skills in the laboratory, working in a disciplined manner, and also you know a person who is helpful, who is in good terms with the colleagues. So these type of characters should be carried out, combined within the students, starting from the beginning of the university to the end. And if they are really willing, interested, curious about a biomedical engineering field, then they should enroll the program, and they should really carry out their graduation, in a way, as I told you, not to receive only grades and diploma, but to be a really dependable, trustable person in their future work, future lives. So once more, knowledge is power. They should have good knowledge about their topics and the field that they are working. It's nothing. Receiving B's, A's, C's, it's nothing. Yani, after that, there is a long life in front of them, and during that lifetime they should this time show their real success. The success starts at that moment and goes on until death. So
Okay.
finally, I should say that I will most hopefully be waiting for the students to enroll the program in our department, and I'll be so happy to welcome them in our department if I continue as a chair in the department. I'll be so happy. I want to say welcome to those nice students enrolling in our department, and we'll be trying to give them the best education they deserve. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you, Professor. Thank you for joining us today.
I was
I
so much
hope
honored.
we such a motivational speech that we heard from you. I hope that it also reach our viewers who is watching this video, because the program of biomedical engineering is really interesting one, and as you mentioned before, it is the program that combines lots of subjects like medicine, engineering,
Yeah.
basic sciences, veterinary medicine. It's really nice program. So I hope we reach our prospective students. We rise their motivation. Thank you for joining us today. Wishing you endless energy
Thank you.
and
Thank you. Thank
all
you.
the best,
Um,
Professor.
Thank you so much. I was so much honored by the nice invitation. Hope that I could do my duty in the suitable way. This is the first time that I'm entering a live program like this, and I am talking as I have always been, coming from the my inner heart. Just a sincere person. Everybody knows that I'm so transparent. My inside and outside is the same. I don't,
Lovely. Thank
hide
you.
anything. I'm not capable of hiding anything. So everything is outside, what's inside. Thank you so much. I was so much honored, so much excited. Hope that I've been helpful enough. Thank you. And wish
Thank you,
you great
Professor.
success in your programs. Nice to meet you also. You're so nice people. Love you all.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye bye,
Bye-bye.
Professor.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for everyone who has watched today. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you really enjoyed watching this video, and especially you got information about this program, which is I'm also very excited about. See you next time, which is next week, Wednesday. We're gonna have our guest honor, head of the Department of Business Administration, Professor Şerife Zihni Eyüpoğlu. Don't forget, if you have any questions, you can write us directly through our social media or through our email address, which is at the bottom of the screen that you can see. And see you next week. Let's be connected.